Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Poetry Live. This is the very mug that inspired the song S'mores, S'mores. Very first episode of Podcast in A Minor last June, if you're into it. So go check that out. It's a campfire. Summertime down by the campfire with my werewolf lover in the spooky woods. Come join us. Bigfoot. It's time for ghost stories because the skeleton has the flashlight. And s'mores, s'mores, s'mores from S'morey Time Coffee. Hey, skeleton friend. He's one in the middle telling ghost stories. S'mores, s'mores. Come and join us too. S'mores, s'mores. Tell a freaky tale. Bring your spookiest yarn. Something like that. S'mores, s'mores. You know how you have those moments in songwriting where you feel like, oh, why didn't I write that song? However, S'mores, S'mores is a song that I am so glad the muses brought to me. So that's why I'm using the mug. It's a great big hand-thrown mug from Bones Coffee Company. Thank you, Bones Coffee Company, for inspiring that song. There's my kitty cat. He's on my work table, looking for treats in the secret drawer. He's so smart. On my lap, I have weird works for today, and I'm going to read one. That face you make, I decline to translate, to unravel its truth, as I harp my unpolished, never polished tunes in a halo of rose smoke and dripping with Michaelmas daisies. Art is the freest essential act, the dazzling, explosive, involuntary spasm. And thank you for listening to that weird work. I'm gonna break my rule of technology is made of ghosts, which I'm kind of doing right now since I'm using technology. But usually I print everything out like an old person and so I'm going to read from my phone today's beautiful word poem because I did not print it out, and I thought, hey, I can just read it from my phone. I can join the times once in a while. Pardon me, coffee to cut the phlegm of the morning. Phlegm of the morning, like I say, theme of National Poetry Month. Panacea was the beautiful word of the day from the Greek for the cure-all. What a beautiful word. Okay, I don't need my glasses because I can make it big and small on my phone. All right, Panacea. Crystal bells of healing, guitars and wine, dear miracle, a sign of delight of the universe. And how sublime the medicine, and how unique the galaxy cure for the dread-laden, for the unseen, and the decayed of essence. Panacea. And my songwriting friend, Sean McAnally / Johnny Farrow, called my attention to a song I didn't know from Neil Peart. Rush, I believe. Drummer of Rush and wrote songs, I think. Now I could be just telling tales, but I think that's the deal. I'm going to read a couple of stanzas from a song that uses Panacea and maybe called Panacea for all I know. Panacea. Okay. Gentle hands that promise me comfort through the years, yet I know I must be gone before the light of dawn. Panacea, passion pure, I can't resist your gentle lure. My heart will lie beside you and my wandering body grieves. Ooh! Throw my phone at the beauty of that. It's a song about a guy who meets a girl in a dream. Ooh, see, I keep thinking I want to do an episode of Podcast in A Minor about dreams because I have a song called Rattlesnake Dream. It's not a pleasant dream, but it's a good song. I mean, I like it, right? But anywho, I kept saying, I'll say it here. I kept saying, send your dreams in. And you can send them as an MP3 where you get to read it on the air, as we used to say in college radio, on the air. You get to read it on the podcast, or send it in writing, and keep them cleanish. I don't know. Yeah, do. I was gonna say I'll weed through them, but no, let's not say that because there might be things I don't want in my mind that I wouldn't be expecting because I don't know everything about the universe. But anyway, yeah. I'm thinking about that for the future, but that'd be a great little song to mention. And it reminded me, Neil Peart, having left us in 2020, it reminded me of the Encyclopedia of Dead Rock Stars, which we have 2 copies of. This is the updated one. I can't find the one with Jim Morrison's grave pictured on the front because I really like that cover. Nothing against Kurt Cobain, not for the world. But this is the revised and even fatter version of the Encyclopedia of Dead Rock Stars. Second edition, heroin, handguns, and ham sandwiches. Yes. All right, we're just going to set the record straight on that ham sandwich, Jeremy Simmons, which I believe he does. But the problem is it's chronological instead of alphabetical. So I wonder if there's an index. Let's see if we can find our girl, Cass Elliott. I was listening to her in the car last night, and I love her. Yep, there she is, page 72. Thank you, Jeremy Simmons, for having an index. I work in libraries, and we appreciate helpful index help. All right. Cass Elliott was a big lady, but nope, contrary to one of pop music's most persistent myths, she did not die choking on a ham sandwich. It's believed that a flippant remark attributed to an attendant physician made it into the post-mortem report, but a senior pathologist attested that although the food was present, none had blocked the singer's trachea. Elliott was just 5'5", still 2 inches taller than me. But weighed, I don't think we need to talk about her weight. That's okay. This is a beautiful picture of her with her umbrella parasol. And what a freaking voice. What a voice. What a voice. There's another picture of the, what's his face in the nudie suit. There's so many things. Oh, I want to say that I appreciate him setting the record straight on that, because it was, some dude who, wanted to be flippant, and now everyone's like, well, she choked on a ham sandwich because she was cramming it into her mouth in food desperation. Well, now, no. So anyway, now we know it was a heart attack, which, there you go. The Encyclopedia of Dead Rock Stars, can't recommend enough. What were we doing? Okay, I read Panacea. That's why I read the Encyclopedia of Dead Rock Stars. What's next? Next, I will draw a beautiful word for tomorrow's poem. And that is, I just grabbed one, miraculous. I really do like the word miraculous. I could be lazy and probably, well, it wouldn't be lazy. It would be a lot of work, actually. I was going to say I could be lazy and go through my other poems and see what already has miraculous in it. Well, okay, I could go to my Google Docs and put in the word miraculous. I could be lazy. But, I don't find that helps very much. I find that what that does is it gives me the documents that it's in somewhere. Maybe I'm using it wrong. But it would probably be simpler just to use the word again. There are many reasons, I think, to use the word miraculous. All right. So that'll be tomorrow's beautiful word. Sometime between right after this and right before tomorrow's, I'm going to write something with the word miraculous in it. I'm not promising it will be a miraculous poem, but it will be a poem that didn't exist before and includes the word miraculous. I have in my hand the Poetry Hats can. Where are the poetry hats that I should show, like one of those models on The Price is Right, There we go. Poetry hat will inscribe with whatever poetic phrase I pull out of this Swiss Miss cocoa can. Oh, it's short. Caroling drunk. So that'll set us up for the next one. And also, I love that phrase. Yes, came to me in the middle of the night, like many things. All right. And finally, I think, there's a couple of things I could talk about, but I don't even know how long. 8:42. It's my day off, so I'm prone to meandering. But remember, was she pretty from yesterday? I marked a couple of pages because I was flipping through it yesterday after the broadcast. Here is an illustration. Leanne Shapton, the author, is an illustrator, but also a wonderful, wonderful writer. And in this one, little short, it's so just like page by page, telling you a little something about somebody's ex. I'm going to read two of them. Heather's ex-boyfriend Joel wrote a novel based on their tempestuous and passionate relationship. Hey man, be careful if you get into a relationship with a writer or a songwriter or a poet, because it is all, in the words of Nicolas Cave, fair game. Okay, Joel, how could you? And, Isaac would not let Rebecca answer the telephone in his apartment. But more to the point, damn it, Isaac, with your beautiful disheveled hair and your don't answer my phone in my apartment. Rebecca, was she pretty? miles and miles of entertainment from Leanne Shapton. Everything that Leanne Shapton touches, I find wildly entertaining. Although I only have 3 of her books, two of them, and then I got one from the library. But when I was looking at Was She Pretty yesterday, I noticed there's like 3 that I haven't looked at. So isn't it fun when that happens? It's like something to look forward to. Okay, and that's that, I guess, except I want to show you this Poet's Bible. Okay, I'm going to just do a little bit longer because this is really a cool book. It's not like, oh, it's a Poet's Bible. If you're a poet, you have to read this. It is like the original Hebrew of the Pentateuch, parts of the Pentateuch, and Psalms. And wait, does it have the Pentateuch? Anyway, Psalms I know is in here. I was reading the flap and then I remembered reading the flap and got Ecclesiastes. Okay, I'll correct myself. Job. Although the author, the translator / author, David Rosenberg, did write a book called The Book of J. Okay, I'll read that. Translations from the ancient Hebrew audaciously and authoritatively reclaimed the Bible's first great writer of the Pentateuch. So that's Job. Job was like the earliest written book of the Bible is what they say. In A Poet's Bible, David Rosenberg not only restores the original Hebrew's vital and imaginative language, he also brings to life 15 of the most moving, significant biblical books, corresponding to a similar division in the Hebrew Bible itself, Torah, prophets, writings. Okay, so that's what it is. And there's somewhere in the flap where it's like calls our attention to these, rediscovering the voices of the original text, calling attention to great poets of the Bible, because there is a lot of poetry in the Bible, as many of us know. I just want to read the very first thing, part of it anyway, which is Psalm 1. And listen to this translation. Happy the one stepping lightly over paper hearts of men and out of the way of mind-locked reality, the masks of sincerity. He steps from his place at the glib cafe to find himself in the world of the infinite, embracing it in his mind with his heart, parting his lips for it lightly, day into night. Transported like a tree to a riverbank, sweet with fruit in time, his heart unselfish, whatever he does ripens, while bitter men turn dry, blowing in the wind like yesterday's paper, unable to stand in the gathering light. They fall, faded masks in love's spotlight, burning hearts of paper, unhappily locked in their own glare. But my Lord opens his loving one to breathe embracing air. Yeah, I love reading this. I found it. I feel like every time I go into a used bookstore, I see it because it was published in 1991. So it's, it's available and you can get used copies of it if you're interested. But I love it because I try to live the Christian faith, not always perfectly. No, indeed. But when I have times where it's harder to want to turn to God on a daily basis, that is such a great resource for me because it's so poetic and it's so beautifully translated, but it brings in things like the glib cafe and yesterday's paper. So I wanted to share that. And yeah, gosh, if I had my way, I'd just hang out and do this all day, but you don't have time for that. So I will go and do a carving of another hat and write my next podcast. I have to write a song for it. So I'm busy. What am I doing here? Okay. So anyway, have a happy, National Poetry Month. And what's today? Thursday. Have a happy Thursday. And I will see you tomorrow.